Today, we are going to listen for how many sounds we hear in words. This side is for words that have 2 sounds, and this side is for words that have 3 sounds. B. Let's stretch this word together. B. B-E. B. How many sounds did you hear in B-E-B? 2. Goat. G-O-T. Goat. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Egg. E-G. Egg. How many sounds do we hear? 2. Pay attention to your fingers because remember, each sound we lift up a finger. So if it has 3 sounds, we'll lift up 3 fingers. If it has 2 sounds, we only lift up 2. Let's try it out. Up. 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 How many sounds did we hear? 2. Bat. B-A-T. Bat. How many sounds did we hear? 3. Gate. G-A-T. Gate. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Key. K-E. Key. How many sounds do we hear? 2. Axe. 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 How many sounds do we hear? 2. Bug. B-U-G. Bug. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Make sure your finger's stretching with me. Mouse. M-ow-s. Mouse. How many sounds? 3. Tie. T-I. Tie. How many sounds do we hear? 2. Log. L-O-G. Log. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Now we're going to do the same thing. Remember, this side we're looking for words that have 2 sounds, and this side we're working for words that have 3 sounds. Remember, you're stretching with me. Mouse. M-ow-s. Mouse. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Ox. 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 How many sounds do we hear? 2. Can. K-A-N. Can. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Nose. N-O-Z. Nose. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Zoo. Z-oo. Zoo. How many sounds do we hear? 2. Edge. E-dge. Edge. How many sounds do we hear? 2. Wave. W-A-V. Wave. How many sounds do we hear? 3. Few more. Ape. A-P. Ape. How many sounds? 2. Car. K-R. Car. How many sounds do we hear? 2. Tape. T-A-P. Tape. How many sounds? 3. Boy. B-oy. Boy. How many sounds do we hear? 2. Yes. Y-e-s. Yes. How many sounds do you hear? 3. Great work today. Let's go on to part 2. Now we're going to match letters to the beginning sounds in some words. This is the letter I. What sound does the letter I spell? I. I. Right, now let's look at a few pictures and see which one begins with that sound. Inch, axe, feet. Which one begins with I? Inch, I, inch. Teeth, dinosaur, insect. Which one begins with I? Insect, I, insect. Hospital, iguana, seal. Which one begins with I? I, iguana. Infant, cupcake, paint. Which one begins with I? I, infant. Cat, igloo, octopus. Which one begins with I? I, igloo. Good. Now this is the letter S. What sound does the letter S spell? S. Sunflower, mitt, rabbit. Which one begins with S? S. Sunflower. Apple, piano, scissors. Which one begins with S? S. Scissors. Mouth, sock, toy. Which one begins with S? S. Sock. Peas, soap, candles. Which one begins with S? S. Soap. 6, dolphin, feather. Which one begins with S? S. 6. This is the letter F. What sound does the letter F spell? F. Inside, fish, tape. Which one begins with F? F. Fish. Popcorn, thermometer, firework. Which one begins with F? F. Firework. Finger, alligator, camel. Which one begins with F? F. Finger. Moose, foot, olives. Which one begins with F? F. Foot. Peppermint, fox, hare. Which one begins with F? F. Fox. This is the letter C. The letter C spells K. Ostrich, tiger, carrot. Which one begins with K? K. Carrot. Caveman, hamburger, penny. Which one begins with K? K. Caveman. Cookie, hose, astronaut. Which one begins with K? K. Cookie. Deer, hamster, cube. Which one begins with K? K. Cube. Piano, cactus, sidewalk. Which one begins with K? K. Cactus. Good. Let's go on to part 3. Now we're going to build words with our letter tiles by listening to the sounds in each word and putting our letter tiles in order. That's how we spell words. Let's build our first word. Listen carefully. Sit. 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 I heard 3 sounds in sit. 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 Good. The first sound we heard was S. What letter spells S? S. The second sound is I. What letter spells I? I. Third sound is T. What letter spells T? T. Good. Let's check it. Sit. Sit. Good job. You spelled sit. Now let's try another word. Ham. Let's stretch it. Ham. Ham. Let's see how many sounds that we hear. Ham. Good. What is the first sound that we hear? What is the next sound that we hear? Ah. Good. What letter spells ah? A. Third sound is What letter spells M. Let's check our work. Ham. Cat. What is the first sound in, or let's finger stretch cat. Cat. K-a-t. Cat. Good. Let's see how many sounds we have. K-a-t. Cat. Good. What is our first sound? K. What letter spells K? It could either be K or C. We'll do C. What is the next sound in cat? A. What letter spells A? A. What is the third sound in cat? T. What letter spells T? T. Let's check it. K-a-t. Cat. Let's see. This is a kind of fish called a cod. Let's stretch that word. Cod. K-a-d. Cod. Good. Let's see how many sounds we have in that word. K-a-d. Cod. There are 3 sounds in this word. What is the first sound? K. So what letter spells K? C. What is the second sound in cod? Ah. What letter spells ah? O. Cod. What is the third sound in cod? D. What letter spells D? D. K-a-d. Cod. Great. Let's keep going. Map. Let's stretch it. Map. M-a-p. Map. Let's see how many sounds we should have. M-a-p. Map. What is the first sound in map? What letter spells M? What is the next sound in map? A. What letter spells A? A. What is the last sound in map? P. What letter spells P? P. M-a-p. Map. Pot. What is the first sound in pot? Or excuse me, let's stretch. Pot. Pot. P-a-t. Pot. Good. Let's see how many sounds are in this word. P-a-t. Pot. What is the first sound in pot? P. What letter spells P? P. Pot. What is the next sound in pot? Ah. What letter spells ah? O. Pot. What is the last sound in pot? T. Good. What letter spells T? T. Pot. Pot. Rat. Let's stretch it. Rat. At. Rat. Let's see how many sounds we have. At. Rat. Good. What is the first sound in rat? What letter spells R? Rat. What is the next sound in rat? What letter spells A? What is the last sound in rat? T. What letter spells T? T. Sad. Let's stretch it. Sad. 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 Let's see how many sounds we have. Sad. Sad. What is the first sound in sad? S. What letter spells S? S. What is the next sound in sad? What letter spells A? Sad. What is the last sound in sad? D. What letter spells D? D. Let's check it. D. Sad. Good. Two more. Pod. Let's stretch it. Pod. D. Pod. Let's see how many sounds we have. D. Pod. What is the first sound in pod? P. What letter spells P? P. Pod. What is the next sound in pod? What letter spells O. Pod. What is the last sound in pod? D. What letter spells D? D. D. Pod. Last one. Hat. Let's stretch it. Hat. Hat. Let's see how many sounds we have. Hat. What is the first sound in hat? What letter spells H? Hat. What's the next sound in hat? What letter spells A? Hat. What is the last sound in hat? T. What letter spells T? T. At. Hat. Excellent work today.